Hello everyone, today we are going to be talking about my first semester review of the Sonoran Desert Institute, Gunsmithing School. It's accredited online college. So I have just finished up my first semester, the first 16 weeks of college at this gunsmithing school, and let's just kind of go into review and talk about what all this school entails, what all courses that I have took so far, things that I like about the school, things that I don't really like about the school, just kind of giving my opinions, my review. So if you're thinking about going to SDI, and I've got a little paper here, if you're thinking about going to SDI, maybe this can kind of help you make your decision. So the first thing that I want to mention is you don't have to go to school to be a gunsmith. You don't. Gunsmithing is more, you succeed in gunsmithing by trial and error, basically. It's kind of like a trade school. This is an accredited online college, so there's two paths that you can take. You have a certificate class, a certification class type thing. I didn't do that. I wanted the associate's degree. I wanted, I just wanted the plaque on my wall that says I have an associate's degree. I've actually never went to college, so this is my first time going to college, which is a lot different considering that this is not your normal college. This is, a gunsmithing school. And I see it as more of a trade school, but it's not considered one. So, there's two paths you can take. Like I said, I took the associate's degree. It's a 2-year degree. And the certification class or course, I think it's 16 weeks. I'm not sure. Anyone in the certification class, if I said that wrong, just drop it down in the comments, the actual duration of the certification process. I'm not in it, so I wouldn't know. I just know an associate's degree is a 2-year degree, and so that's why I know how long the classes or the degree is that I'm taking right now. So, again, you don't have to go to school to be a gunsmith. However, SDI will help you be a better gunsmith. Will teach you tools, skills, and stuff that you really need to have going in that you might not know, you might want some guidance on. So, right now I'm going to just kind of describe the classes that I've had over the past 16 weeks. So for the first 8 weeks, so here's how it goes with the associate's degree. For a 16-week course or semester, they're broken down into 8-week modules or 8-week sections. So for the first 8 weeks, you have a certain set of courses, and then the next 8 weeks, you have another set of courses. So courses or classes last 8 weeks. Now, you might have a lab class that lasts 4 weeks. Usually it starts in the middle of the semester during your midterms. You'll get on your assignments during your midterms, and you'll see a new class popped up there. That's why, or that's because it's a 4-week lab class. So you have like 2, 3, 8-week classes and then a 4-week lab class. So that's how that works. The classes or courses that I have taken right now and already, been graded on and finished for this first semester include, for the first 8 weeks, Introduction to Firearms, Basic Ballistics, and the Gun Cleaning Tools Lab. So, or the Firearms Cleaning Tools Lab, whatever you want to call it. I've actually got the book up here. If I reach to the sky here. These are all, so the books, the textbooks that they send you, a lot of them are ebooks. So they're just files that you download on your computer, which I kind of hate. I like having the book. And if you don't download them, if you do not download them after you have finished the courses, then you lose it. You don't have the course material. So what I'm saying is when you start your courses online, it's best to go ahead and download the e-file for the textbooks, because you won't have access to those anymore. And even if you call the school, they'll say, well, you had ample enough time to download that to your computer or whatever it is on a jump drive or whatever. So make sure you download the course material. It's going to help you out in the future after graduation. So let me see here. You've got one of these was the Cleaning Firearms Lab. This was for the introduction to firearms. So this is, basically just a book explaining how to clean firearms. Then you got your Gunsmithing Tools Lab, which I just did this past 8 weeks. Ring Lapping Lab, which I have not done yet. This is this is for my new courses next week. And then I have my Fastener Repair Lab, which I just did over the past 8 weeks. So, again, for the first 8 weeks of this first semester, I had Introduction to Firearms, Basic Ballistics, and the Cleaning Tools, Firearms Cleaning Tools Lab. So, to briefly explain what it is that those classes entailed. So, Introduction to Firearms is basically what it says in the title. It is the most basic introduction to firearms, their definitions, the action types, bolt action, semi-auto, fully auto, falling block, lever action. You've got all types, single action, double action. You've got all kinds of, types of firearms. So you're going to go over the introduction. The actual first week of Intro to Firearms is a whole course on safety. Safety. It's very important. If you don't have firearms safety, then you probably shouldn't be messing with firearms. So that is the first week, and then you start talking about, introduction to firearms. Me being in the military and just being around guns all my life in East Tennessee, hunting and stuff, and just being a gun enthusiast, I knew about guns prior to the school. Although there are a lot of things that I've learned, not saying that I know everything going into it. I definitely did not. I've learned a lot of things going into the school. But the reason why it's very basic and I kind of felt like it was underwhelming is because I have to understand that a lot of, the people going into SDI have never been around guns. They just, got interested or thought this might be a good career path, want to go into this. So a lot of them don't know a lot of the basics and the introduction to firearms. So that's why that class exists. Basic Ballistics, that was a really fun class. Kind of kicked my butt at the midterm and on to the finals. But there was a lot of information in Basic Ballistics. Ballistics, the definitions, like wind trajectory or, trajectory, bullet velocity, muzzle velocity, all that good stuff is in that class. Talks about reloading, casting bullets, gives you a lot of information on that. It was a very good course. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of history, talking about the history of cartridges, the Manet ball. It's actually the mini ball, but it's pronounced Manet. From the Civil War, you've got, your cap and balls, you've got all kinds of stuff, and then the modern cartridges. I don't have one lying around. Actually, yes, I do. Modern cartridges like 45 Auto or 45 ACP. This is not really a modern cartridge, but this is the most, modern that I have. You've got hybrid casings, polymer casings now, caseless ammo, and you've got all kinds of stuff. So, there's a lot in that class, and I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot about cartridges, history of, ballistics themselves. So, yeah, that's about it for that course. And then the Firearms Cleaning Lab, they sent me this right here. I've actually got it over here. I was just cleaning a firearm. Oh, gosh, I'm going to throw stuff all over me, Charlie. These are just books from, I got these from a friend, a DIY Guns and Workbench, and the other one is in the floor. So I should have been more careful with that. But they sent me this. It's basically like a $100 and something cleaning kit. Really awesome. I love this kit. I use this for everything now. So it does it all. Breech to muzzle cleaning kit. It's awesome. Love this thing to death. So you had to take your firearm and clean it. So that was something that we had to do. And then that was the end of the 8 weeks. The final exams, they weren't hard. Read the course material. That's another. That's an advice I can give you. Now this kind of goes into something. Well, let's just go ahead and talk about my other 8 weeks, and then we're gonna go into the opinions about the school so far. So, excuse me, the next 8 weeks or the past 8 weeks that I just got over, you've got firearms, finishes, and engravings, which was not really hard. It was very fun. I learned a lot about finishes, Duracoat, Cerakote, bluing, cold bluing, rust browning, browning, hydrographic dipping. You learn about a lot of finishes, jeweling, engraving. You learn a lot about kind of the customization and finishes side of the firearms. And then at the end, we had to hydro dip something of our choice. I decided my Glock 43X, which I actually have right here. I'm going to show you. clear the firearm. Yep, we are clear. This is a clear firearm. So this is the firearm that I chose to hydro dip. This is my Glock 43X. It was black until I hydro dipped it with this camouflage that you see here. There were a few minor mistakes that I've made, but this is my first time doing it, so I think it turned out fairly well. But setting that aside, this was one of the projects that I liked the most, was hydro dipping. You didn't have to do a firearm. You could do I've seen people do Yeti cups, AR magazines. I thought I had one lying around here, but I don't. And then that was that course. That was really fun. Although the instructor that I had was pretty harsh on grades, which it's expected. You're in college. You need to. There's a lot of writing in the school, which I'll get to later on in the opinionated part of the video. Grammar is important, even though this is more kind of a trade school. You're going to learn gunsmithing. You're not going to really learn. You're going to learn writing and stuff, but this isn't. This is gunsmithing, so you still need to write on a collegiate level. So there's a few things that I got busted on for that. And it's to be expected since I've never really been to college. I've just graduated high school, went into the military, and now I'm doing this. So, that's why I don't really know collegiate, Excuse me. So, and then we have for those past 8 weeks, so you have got firearms finishes and engravings, firearms inspection and troubleshooting. That was pretty fun. That was actually probably the most important class you will take, which all of the courses are very important, but that's probably the most important because that is directly tied to gunsmithing. You're going to learn how to troubleshoot firearms, how to field strip firearms. You're going to learn how to repair firearms, even though, you're not actually repairing something, which you do, but you don't, which we'll get into in a minute. This is my Fastener Repair Lab from Firearms Finishes and or Firearms Troubleshooting and Inspection. I'll talk about this in just a second, but you're gonna learn a lot about troubleshooting, what could go wrong. Hey, if my firearm's doing this, what could it be? You're gonna learn all the failures, like failure to fire, failure to extract, failure to feed, all that good stuff. Failure to cock, failure to eject. Like primer strike. You're gonna learn all kinds of failures, what could cause those failures and malfunctions, and how to go about fixing it. That was a very, very awesome course. I learned a lot about that. Learned a lot about, what could go wrong on a firearm. So now I'm really confident in knowing, if something goes wrong with a buddy's firearm of mine or my firearm, I'm pretty confident that I think I could figure it out. I really do, because that course gave me a lot of insight on what to do. So at the end of that course, we had our final project, was the Fastener Repair Lab. This teaches you how to drill and tap holes to actually install fasteners, which are screws, Phillips screws, and also to repair them. So you had to break off a head or whatever and simulate repairing that screw. And, you need to learn how to repair fasteners when you're working on firearms. It's a very crucial part and skill to any gunsmith, is learning how to repair fasteners. So that was that. And then you have the Gunsmithing Tools Lab. So the Gunsmithing Tools Lab, like I said, it was this book right here, Gunsmithing Tools Lab. This basically just explains the disassembly, detail strip, field strip, and the Gunsmithing Tools Lab. I've got a few tools here, and actually I forgot to show you. Well, I showed you the cleaning kit, but now I'm going to show you the tools sent for the Gunsmithing Tools Lab. I should have done a video unboxing of all this stuff, but I didn't. They sent you stuff like hammers, a couple sets of punches, which are pretty cool. I've got a set of screwdrivers here sent by. Now, these are really nice. One of them actually bent. I'm going to have to call the company. But these are really nice, handcrafted, very well made. Other than, it was that one right there that's bent. I got to call them about that. But these are really nice screwdrivers for, taking apart firearms. Whole set, hand carved, very nice, very good quality, other than that one, which stuff happens. Then we have this. Part of this fell out in my workbench, so let me get it real quick. The little handles for these. This is going to be your file and rasp set. It's a very nice set here. Comes in a package, and these go right here. But yeah, this is a file and rasp set. I think that's a pretty cool gunsmithing tools to have. And then see, what else did they send me? I thought they sent me something else. Actually, I don't think. I think that's it. So that's all that was sent for the Gunsmithing Tools Lab, which is really all you need. You know, you really just need punches and a hammer, you know, files and rasps, about it. And then, so that's that. You learned a lot about gunsmithing tools and what you do with what, and what you do with this, and what you do with that. Sorry about that hammer moving in the camera angle there. Let me put that back. And then forgot to mention for the gun cleaning lab, they also sent you these. These are modern Spartan systems, a 2-step. You've got your carbon destroyer cleaner, then you have your oil, so CLP basically, and then actually in the cleaning kit you have CLP, which I also have a bottle of CLP from, you know, this is mil spec. This is what the military uses. So to clean your firearms. And then, like I said, for the Fastener Repair Lab, they send you a piece of sheet metal, some Philister screws, some liquid perma blue to blue the screws after you scuff and degrease them. And then you got, let's see here, you've got some spiral flute extractor to extract the broken screw, jobbers, which are just drill bits, ground center drill bit, which I actually broke off. It's actually in my, I didn't break it off, but it kind of slipped right there. It's not really broke, but it's bent. I've got to get a new one. Which ground center drill bits aren't expensive, and it's not that the part they sent me was trash. It's just, you know, things happen. So that one's in there. Let's see here, little Philister screws, which are in the piece of sheet metal. Send you this little hand drill here, the tap, so you can tap your sheet metal, your hole to make threads. And then in here, send you a caliper. This one's pretty cool, a digital caliper. Kind of had some trouble with this. This was kind of a hard tool to use because it's digital. I don't like the digital ones, but send you a caliper to, you know, measure the distance between corner to corner, all that good stuff. Measure and mark your where you're going to be drilling and tapping. That was pretty fun. I had a lot of trouble with that course though, or with that lab. This gave me a lot of trouble, but it was very fun, very informative, very educational. Learned a lot of things. Learned a lot of what not to do. Learned a lot of what to do and all kinds of stuff. So that was that lab. Set this to the side, and I'm trying to think. There's really nothing else that was sent. I mean, I can show you stuff from my next class. I'll go ahead and show you that right now. The next class I have, let me put some stuff up while I do that, while I talk about this. The next class that I have is sights, scopes, and accuracy, which is what this ring lapping lab book is for. Basically going to teach you stuff about scopes, sights, accuracy, how to sight and scopes, I would imagine, how to install scopes and sights. Let's see, is that everything? Oh yeah, and then so they actually send you a gun, an actual optic, which is really cool. Let me put this back up here. I'm sorry. Oh, that's another thing. I need to get that down for you. I was wanting to show you this. They send you this during the Gunsmithing Tools Lab. This is the Shooter's Bible, the complete guide to firearms assembly, disassembly, and cleaning. This is where you kind of learn how to disassemble or detail strip your firearm, which I actually literally forgot to mention. I'm going to go ahead and explain that. So the Gunsmithing Tools Lab, you use the tools that I showed you, but you take a firearm that you own, and what you do is you basically, you're going to do 4 weeks of, different things. You're going to learn how to clear the firearm. You're going to make a video on that. You're going to learn how to field strip the firearm, and then you're going to learn how to detail strip, which it's just complete disassembly and reassembly. I don't know why they call it detail strip. I just call it disassembly, reassembly. I did that on my 1911, which I have right here. I'm going to make sure we're safe here. Okay, we are clear. No round in the chamber there. So I completely disassembled this firearm and reassembled it, and that was a really fun course. I had a lot of fun with that. Really highly recommend learning how to disassemble firearms, as it will only make you more familiar with the actual, just the way the firearms are made, parts, how they fit, how they work. Because when you're a gunsmith, you're going to need to know that kind of stuff. So that was another thing that we did that was really fun. Let me set that back down here. And then for my next course that starts Monday, which I don't know what my other ones are, but I know what one of them is based on the tools or whatever that they send. I call them care packages. So we've got a Weaver multi-slot base for a scope. We've got Hunter rifle scope rings, 30mm tubes from Vortex. I like Vortex, it's a good brand. Wheeler Engineering fine gunsmithing supplies. Wheeler is a really good brand for gunsmithing tools, and I really like how they sent this. This is a ring lapping kit, I'm pretty sure. Scope ring alignment and lapping kit master instructions. So I'm just going to kind of flip this around. I have no idea how to use any of that. I'm going to be completely honest with you. That's what I'm in the school for, to learn. So we're going to learn how to lap that. This is lapping compound, different tools that we're going to learn how to use. So more gunsmithing tools, basically. That honestly does not need to be in there. But yeah, more gunsmithing tools there. And then the meat of this care package, which is my favorite part, is the scope. They actually send you a scope. I'm going to put this on one of my firearms. It's called a West Hunter Optics. I'm not familiar with them. This is an LPVO, as it goes from, actually no, it's not. This is just a 6 to 12, or no, I'm sorry. It's a 1.5 to 6. So I guess it is, it is an LPVO. This is, I guess, kind of what you would consider an AR scope. It's pretty cool, I guess. Really don't know anything about that company. I don't know if it's a good brand, bad brand. I would imagine it's good. And they have, SDI usually sends really good quality stuff. And then something else from West Hunter. I'd imagine this is, yep, the ring mounts and stuff. Okay, and then what else we got? A sticker and microfiber to clean your lenses, I guess. And then the manual. So that's pretty cool. We actually get a scope. I mean, I'm paying for it. The school, I'm paying for the school, but that's cool. I didn't know that. So that's going to go over here. And then now we can get into the opinionated part of this video, which is my review on the 16 weeks. So I've told you a brief description of what I've done the past 16 weeks. Now I'm going to give you my opinions, what I like, what I don't like, what's hard, what wasn't hard, and give you some advice if you're looking into going to SDI, on some pointers to help you out, and some advice. So without further ado, let's get into that part of the video. So this goes without saying, be honest, don't cheat. This is an online school. I would imagine that you could just kind of, not really learn anything and just kind of, get the answers from somewhere. I don't. That just hurts the integrity of the education. It also hurts the integrity of you and your educational integrity. So you need to try, okay? This is not a hard school. So far, it hasn't been. These instructors are pretty fair. You put your effort in and you're going to get a good grade. I mean, I failed terribly on this. I couldn't even get this screw out. I got it out, then I put it back in because I thought I could use something else. Long story short, I was supposed to use a tool that I wasn't able to use, so I got it out with some needle nose pliers and put the screw back in because I wanted to use what they told me to use, and now I can't get it back out. So, this might be your first time doing stuff like this. They understand that, you're not always going to, do things correctly. As long as you put in the effort, you're going to get a good grade. Right now, my GPA average is 3.95. I'm sitting at almost a perfect 4.0. They round that up, so it's 3.96. Right now, I would be considered honors society, and if I keep it up, I could graduate summa cum laude and in honors. So that's, I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to try my butt off to do that as I strive to get the highest grade possible. So You know, going back to the integrity part, don't cheat. You know, I cheated my way through high school. I'm not going to lie. I hated high school. I hated learning. But this school allows you to do something that you might be really interested in. Like, I'm not really interested in the Pythagorean theorem. I don't care about math. Although ironically, there's a lot of math involved in gunsmithing. But that's a different kind of math than the math you learn in school. But I don't care about biology, you know. I care about gunsmithing. I care about working on guns. I care about repairing them, the history, the mechanics, how they work, the engineering behind it, the history. I care about all that stuff. And this school allows you to do all those things, which is awesome, you know, to make a career out of it. My goals are to be a gunsmith. I want to, which I'm in the process of getting my federal firearms license right now. My goals are to provide a one-stop shop for all firearm needs. I want to have a store. I want to have a shop where I can repair, customize, sell firearms, where I can reload ammo and sell that, manufacture firearms, all kinds of. I want to do everything. I even want to have a gun range in my business for people to come and shoot guns, you know. It's a very, you know, big ambition, but, you know, it's an ambition at least. So don't cheat. Learn the course material. I did. All I did was, you'll see how it is. The program they use for the interface, or the you know, for the school, it's called Canvas. It's pretty cool, although sometimes it can be confusing. You're going to find these things called modules. You're going to learn like required resources for this, required materials for this week. Click that, you know, read the course material. You know, highly recommend you to actually sit down and try, because that's what I did, and that's why I'm at a 3.95. So I promise it's not as hard as you think if you're weary about, you know, the difficulty and the difficult level of this school. So going off top, or, you know, setting aside, you know, academic integrity, let's talk about how assignments are submitted, how assignments are done, and all that. So this is a college, you know, this is an accredited college. You're going to write. I have wrote a lot. Trust me, I don't like typing. I hate it. I would rather talk. As you can probably tell from this 27-minute video already, I like to talk. I hope you guys are still with me, by the way. I just want to give you the most information that I can to help you make your decision if you're thinking about going to this school. So you're going to be writing a lot. I mean, this is a school. I mean, it's expected. So don't go into the school thinking, why do I have to write these essays? Well, it's a college. You're going to have to. Although I prefer the different methods of submission, which a lot of instructors allow. So now you're probably thinking, why'd you say instructor instead of professor? I've never heard any of these professors call themselves professors. Actually, in the bio of a lot of these teachers, they call themselves instructors. It's not professor. I don't understand why. I feel like I'm saying that the wrong way. I feel like I should be saying professor. But if they call themselves instructors, then I need to call them instructors as well. So, but a lot of these instructors will allow you to submit your work in different formats. Like, you could write a Word document and then submit that. You could do a video and submit that, like this. You could do an audio video and submit that. You could do a PowerPoint and submit it. Not all instructors are going to allow that, but a lot of the ones that I've had, I had a choice. And 9 times out of 10, I've done the audio or video because I feel like I'm able to get my point across a little bit more, rather than having to worry about, you know, grammar and punctuation and commas and semicolons, and I don't care about that. I just need to get my point across, you know, to explain whatever it is I'm supposed to be explaining for the school and for this week's assignment. So, you know, there's different ways to submit assignments. You're going to get Office 365 online. It comes with all kinds of stuff: Excel, PowerPoint, Word, OneDrive, Outlook, all kinds of stuff. You're going to get a school email. Let's see here. Trying to think of what I need to discuss here. The way it's set up, the way that I've seen it set up so far is you have like, let's just say week one. For week one, you have a week one discussion board. You have an assignment, a quiz, and that's it. Then you have like midterms. You'll have like a quiz, a midterm exam, discussion board, and assignment. Or it would be like worksheet or something. So discussion boards are really engaging. They allow you to engage with your fellow classmates as well as the instructors. Please don't talk about stupid stuff in the discussion boards. I've seen that. It doesn't get anybody anywhere. You need to remain your academic integrity. And, this is a school. You're not here to talk about, the government. You're not here to talk about politics. Keep religion and politics out of that. This is a school. You need to be talking about what you need to be talking about. So in the discussions, what you're going to do is it'll be like minimum 250 word requirement. Briefly explain your goals in the firearms industry, how they relate to the firearms industry going forward after the school, whatever. So you type that up, blah, 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 blah. Then you'll see you'll see all your classmates, discussion posts. You're going to reply to those discussions. It's really engaging. I like it. I like talking, as you can tell. So it gets me to get more opinions and see how people think about stuff. So I really like the discussions. The assignments aren't too hard. Depending on the class instructor, you'll either have a 250 word minimum requirement if you do the essay or writing Word document submission. Some of them are 500 words. Now, this is just my first semester. I'm about to go into my second. So I don't know if they require like 1,000 and stuff like that leading on. I'm going to do another video after this, probably after my second semester, after my third semester, fourth semester, and then post-graduation about the whole entire degree and course and schools and everything, or school and courses and everything. But this is just for my initial thoughts and, review on the first semester. I really like the school. I really do. Now, here's something that I'm not going to say I don't like. I just wish could be a little bit better. Because this is an online school, you're not sitting in front of an instructor. So if you have any questions, you're going to have to email that instructor. Some instructors will allow you to contact them via phone number. Depends on what they want to do. I've had a couple do that. A lot of them just want you to email. Now, that's the part where I got to say I wish they could do better on communication. I live in East Tennessee. They're in Arizona. Which I don't know if all the instructors are based out of Arizona. I just know that that's where the school is in Arizona. A lot of times I've found, the communication could have been better between instructor and student. They're usually good about getting back to you. It's just, I don't feel like the instructors give you enough information in emails. I've had a couple instructors not even respond to some emails. I get it. They've got lives too. They might have kids, all their personal endeavors. I don't know what's going on in their lives. So, I understand that, on that spectrum. But at the same time, I'm paying for this school and, I need to, have some guidance. If I need that, I've got to contact you. You know what I mean? That's kind of your job as the instructor to instruct the student. But so far I haven't had any really, issues, just minor annoyances with communication, which is, I can waive that. I understand that, sometimes I'm not the best with communication. So that, that's water under the bridge. Don't even really care. Just know that, if you run into any issues, all you got to do is call your student advisor or your student success coach. They'll give you those numbers. They should be able to clear up any, issues, problems, you'll be fine. Submission deadlines. So right now, I don't know, they might change it. Right now, since I've been in this school, assignments, your whole entire week's work is due on Monday, I lost my train of thought. The assignments are posted on Mondays. The discussion boards, the initial discussion post is due on Wednesday, and the replies to the discussions and all of the other course material, all that stuff is due on Sunday, midnight Arizona time. So here's something that you can do to kind of, help with deadlines if you're kind of worried about that. I live in East Tennessee. I'm on Eastern Standard Time. At midnight Arizona time, it's 3 a.m. my time. So, you might get a little leeway there. Make sure you turn your stuff in on time. This is an online school. You might have technical issues. I've had a bunch, actually. Not the school's fault. It's just technology. That's to be expected. all I did was call my students. Actually, the first thing I did, if I couldn't submit something, if I had an issue, I went ahead and immediately emailed my instructor, told him what was going on, or her what was going on. I let them know, hey, I'm having trouble doing this. I can't submit this right now. I'm going to get back with you on this. I hope I don't get a late grade for this, as I'm trying to get this done by the deadline. I just can't do it because of technical issues. It's not in my control. It's not my fault. It's not your fault. And then after that, I'll call my student success coach, or, I'll have them call IT, and then they'll fix the issue. It's, it's just basic stuff, you expect from an online college. So I'm trying to think of other things I can talk about. Turn your stuff in on time. Okay. It's important. It shows integrity. It shows that you're intrigued, and it shows you want to learn. So turn your stuff in on time. You'll be fine. I don't have any late assignments, other than one, and that was because of a technical issue, which they waived the late grade on because it wasn't in my control. So, things like that, they understand. In between each semester, you get a week off. So right now I'm in my break. I have a week break. I start new classes next Monday. Now, I don't know how that goes for the certification program. I've been told that they just kind of run through until you're done. For the associate's degree, I have a week off. So each transition from like semester 1, semester 2, semester 3, semester 4, you're going to have a week off. I don't know if that'll change. I just know that's how it is. That's really about it. All in all, I'm really enjoying the school. There are some things where I think could be better. The quizzes, sometimes I'm not really sure what I should be studying for. Sometimes the instructors they don't really explain too well what you're supposed to be studying. It's kind of learn on your own. The instructors are just there to throw the assignment at you and then grade it. A true instructor, if you have a good instructor, they're going to help you. They're going to really, be there for you. Luckily, I haven't had any really bad ones. But just know that, you just got to do your work, really. That's all it is. Do your work, put your nose down in the grindstone and get to it and go to work, And before you know it, you'll be a graduate. I can't believe I'm already going into my second semester. It's crazy. It's already a quarter of the way done. So I've learned a lot about gunsmithing, about intro to firearms, ballistics. There's a lot more courses, to name a few off the top of my head, that I know I will be doing. Now keep in mind, because I am an associate's degree, I will be taking general education classes, like mathematics, science, physical, all that good stuff. Government, I think I'm taking. I'm not sure. I think it's American government. And then at the end of the whole entire school, you're going to have this thing called a Capstone Project. You get to choose between an AR-10, an AR-9, and a 1911, and an AR-15. And they send you the part kit, the build kit, and you build a firearm. You get to keep it. Let's see. I chose the AR-15. I'm just waiting on that. I have to wait till the end of the school for that. I'm trying to think of all my courses I'll be taking. Advanced Ballistics, Shooting Sports Management, which is like gunsmithing business or gun industry business course. All the general ed stuff. Kydex class, you get to learn how to make a Kydex holster. Like, if I can reach it. Oh, Lord. Like this. This is a Kydex holster. Don't think you're going to be learning how to make a paddle holster, but you will be learning how to make Kydex. They're going to send you the kit. You're going to mold a Kydex holster. And then stock reworking, stock finishes or something like that. I don't know. I'd have to look it all up. I just kind of go from what I'm learning right now, and I just move on. When I see new classes, I'm like, all right, I'm going to learn this. Let's learn it. So there's all kinds of stuff that you're going to be learning. You get to build a muzzleloader. That's going to be cool. You get to build the holster. Like I said, you get to mold that. And the Capstone Project at the end of the school. So I think that's about it, guys. I think I've covered everything that I can cover. Right now, 1 out of 10. I would have to rate this school about a 8.5, 9. I mean, I'm really, really pleased with this. I think the coolest part is getting these care packages. I love, I come home from work or something, or I get out of bed and I hear the FedEx truck come by. And I'm like, oh, I wonder what that is. I didn't order anything. Come outside and I see this big box. It says SDI. And I'm like, Oh, man, that's cool. Let's go. So I open it up, and it's a bunch of this stuff, and it's just really cool. I like it. I think for the future boxes and stuff that I get, care packages, I'm going to unbox those on this YouTube channel. I should have done that from the get-go, but I didn't. I just didn't think about it. I was busy learning. So I think that's about it, guys. If you have any other questions, anything at all, you want to know that I might be able to help you answer or guide you to the right person to get the answer, just leave it down in the comments below. And yeah, just go check SDI out, Sonoran Desert Institute, SDI.edu. They're an online accredited college. If you want to learn more about gunsmithing, if you want to turn this into a career like I am, or if you just want to do it as a hobby, whatever you want to do. If you want to learn more about guns, gunsmithing, and the whole firearms industry as a whole, you should seriously consider checking out the Sonoran Desert Institute, as they are a very, very good school, and I highly recommend them, as I'm rocking their merch right now. So thank you guys for watching, and you have a snazzy day.